The standard edition is $70. The deluxe edition is $100. The season pass is another $40. The battle pass is $10 a month. The shop skins are $20 each. And the horse armor, the premium cosmetic bundle. Oh, and the game needs a 40 gigabyte patch before you can play it, because the version on the disc doesn't work. I made a joke the other day that at this rate we'd be paying subscription fees for pause menus, and someone replied that a racing game already charges for that. So here's the question. I actually want to answer today with real numbers, because I'm tired of both sides yelling past each other. Are we genuinely paying more for less than any generation of gamers before us? Or does it just feel that way? I did the math. Let's do the math. Nobody does at the checkout screen. It is, functionally, the same game with updated rosters. Even the reviews say so, sitting at a mixed 53% from over 100,000 players. But the $70 isn't the business. Ultimate Team is the business. EA reports over $1 billion a year from Ultimate Team packs alone. Card packs in a full-priced game with loot box odds a casino would recognize. The average engaged player spends more inside the game than on the game. Now stack a typical modern release. $70 for the base, $30 to $40 for the season pass, which is content they planned before launch and sawed off the disc. $10, $20 per skin in the shop. And the shop is the only place the good-looking gear exists, because if cosmetics were earnable in-game, nobody would buy them. A launch window player who takes the normal bait is at $200 within 3 months. $200 for one game. And here's the detail that makes it art. None of this is called a price increase. The sticker still says $70, so the industry gets to claim prices barely moved in 20 years. The sticker is the cover charge. The price is what happens after you're inside. But wait, aren't games actually cheaper than they used to be? Funny you should ask, because that argument is half right, and I want to be fair to it. Here's the steal, man, and I'm going to give it honestly, because I sat on this video for a while, and I don't want it to be a reactionary hit piece. Adjusted for inflation, games are the cheapest they have ever been. A $60 game in 2006 costs about $95 in today's money. A Super Nintendo cartridge in 1994, some of those hit $70 back then, which is $150 now. Meanwhile, budgets exploded from a few million to a few hundred million. By that math, $70 in 2026 is a bargain, and anyone calling it greed is ignoring arithmetic. I fully grant all of it, but it answers the wrong question. The inflation argument assumes the sticker buys what it used to buy. The whole product, finished, yours. Elden Ring is what that looks like. $60 at launch. A complete, enormous game. No season pass gate, no item shop. 93% positive from over 1 million reviews. When people happily paid full price for it, nobody complained about inflation because the deal was honest. So hold on to that phrase. Complete, finished, yours. Put it in your pocket, because we're going to take it back out near the end. And when we do, the whole argument clicks together. Because the problem was never the number on the tag. The problem is that somewhere in the last decade, every word in that phrase quietly stopped being true. Starting with finished. Cyberpunk 2077 spent 8 years in development, sold on the strength of the studio that made The Witcher 3, and launched in a state so broken that Sony removed it from the PlayStation Store entirely. Not discounted, removed. Refunds for anyone who asked. An action so unprecedented there wasn't even a process for it. The game sat at the center of class action lawsuits from its own investors. And here's the part everyone forgets. It had a day one patch. The version that shipped, the one people paid $70 for, was known to be broken before the first disc was pressed. That's not an accident. That's a business model. Ship on the quarter's deadline, monetize the pre-orders, which are payments made on pure trust, and let the patch schedule turn the trust back into a product over the following year. Payday 3 did the same dance in 2023. Always. Online launch. Servers dead in week 1. A game people owned but literally could not start. It sits at 45% positive today and its own publisher called the launch a catastrophe in an investor report. The redemption is real, but notice what we're doing. When we celebrate it, we're praising a company for finishing 2 years late the product it already sold us. The bar is on the floor, and while we were all watching the patches, the industry found a way to charge extra for the release date itself. Starfield's premium edition cost $100, and its headline feature was playing the game 5 days early. Read that again. The deluxe tier of a single-player game. No servers, no economy, purely artificial scarcity. Charge $30 for time, for a head start on a game that, by its mixed 57% reviews, could have used those 5 days and about 6 more months in the oven. And it worked, because early access preys on the one currency that can't be refunded: fear of missing the moment. The launch weekend discourse, the memes, the spoilers. Miss the window, and you consume your $70 game as a rerun. Publishers manufactured that fear, then sold the antidote in the deluxe bundle, padded out with a digital art book and a currency voucher, so the math looks generous. There's a genuinely dark genius to it. A price increase would make headlines. A premium edition makes a chart with 3 columns, where the middle one is designed to feel reasonable. It's the same trick as popcorn sizes, except the popcorn is a video game you already agreed to buy. And if you think charging for the calendar is the ceiling of audacity, I need to introduce you to the games that charge full price for something you never own at all. Take that phrase back out of your pocket. Complete, finished, yours. Here's what happened to the last word. Suicide Squad, killed the Justice League, cost $70 at launch. Live service, always online, battle passes stacked on the box price. Warner Brothers publicly blamed it for a $200 million hole in their quarterly earnings. Support ended in about a year, and when those servers sunset, the game, the $70 product people bought, effectively stops existing. Not stops being updated, stops existing. You didn't buy a game, you leased a login. Skull and Bones took 11 years to make, was announced as the industry's first quadruple, a game by its own executives, launched at $70 as an always online service, and today has a few thousand reviews sitting at mixed. A player count so small, the ocean is mostly empty. When it goes completely. This is the piece the inflation argument can never answer. A Super Nintendo cartridge from 1994 still works today. It will work in another 30 years. The $70 live service game you bought 2 years ago might already be a brick. We are paying the highest effective prices in gaming history for the first products in gaming history that can be repossessed. And the worst part is the industry line. This is just what games cost now. This is just how games work now. And one studio proved it with the receipts to end the argument. This is the tire. Baldur's Gate 3 launched at $60, not $70. The complete game, 100+ hours, full campaign, no season pass, no battle pass, no item shop, no deluxe time gate worth caring about. Free updates for years after launch, the kind other publishers would have sliced into 4 DLC packs. It sits at 97% positive from 845,000 reviews, the highest rated blockbuster of its generation. And it made Larian, a mid-sized independent studio from Belgium, more money than they knew what to do with. Their publishing director went on stage and said, more or less, that they didn't add microtransactions because the game is the product. And the industry's response was genuinely revealing. Executives called it an anomaly. Unrealistic. Don't expect this from us. They said the quiet part out loud. Not, we can't, but we won't, while you keep paying. That's the entire case. Closed. Every predatory pattern in this video, the $200 first year, the broken launches, the time-gated deluxe tiers, the repossessable games, coexists in the same market at the same time as a studio doing none of it and posting record profits. The scam was never the $70. Elden Ring proved a fair 70 exists. Baldur's Gate 3 proved a fair 60 exists. The scam is what the number no longer buys. Complete, finished, yours. The industry just hoped you wouldn't check the definitions. So, no. I'm not telling you games are too expensive. I'm telling you something more annoying. A $70 game isn't automatically a scam, and a scam doesn't stop being one at 50% off what it buys is. So here's my question. What's the last game that made you feel like your money was respected? Drop it in the comments, because that list, honestly, is the best buying guide on the internet. We complain about this industry because gaming is worth defending. And if you're still here, thank you for watching all the way to the end. It means more than you know.